Another question you could be asked is, why do you want to study in the United States and not your home country? So, you have gotten an admission to a university in the United States and you're worried about nailing your F1 visa interview. Not to worry, I am here to help and support you. As someone who has gone through the experience, I understand how difficult it is to nail the F1 visa interview. However, the best way to get your visa interview approved is to prepare and prepare in advance. To help you prepare, I'll be sharing with you today some sample questions and answers that I used for my own preparation that helped me get my visa interview approved once. If I can get it approved, I believe that you can as well. So ensure that you watch this video to the very end, because all the questions and the answers I'll be sharing are very much important. You never can tell what direction your questions would come. By the way, I already shared my F1 visa interview experience and I shared a document checklist and tips that you'll be needing to help you scale your F1 visa interview that you can find on my channel. Also ensure that you subscribe to my channel. A notification bell will pop up right next to it. Ensure that you click that as well, as I'll be sharing more videos on life in America, schooling in the United States, especially as a master's degree student, and every other thing you need to know to help you move to the United States as an international student. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Without further ado, let's go into the sample questions and answers that I have for you today. I have the questions in the document here on my phone and I'll be reading them. So when you see me looking down, just know that I'm trying to read the questions. And the first question I have here is, what type of visa interview are you here for today? This question is a very straightforward question that requires a straightforward answer, and you should not mince words to answer this. F1 visa, that is a visa category for students in the United States, international students in the United States. The second question, what is the name of the college or university you are planning to attend? Of course you should know this, so just give the name of the school. Don't add any other story, just give the name of the school. Where is the school located? Of course you should know this, so give the location of your school, say the state and the city. And do you know the zip code? Of course you should know the zip code of your school. It shows that you've done your research, so you should be able to provide that answer. How many universities did you apply to? Mention the number of universities that you applied to, and I recommend it should be more than one, like 2 or 3. So mention that and give the names of the school. They can also ask a follow-up question. Did you get accepted by all of them? If you got rejected by any of them, it's okay to let them know that you got rejected by one of the school, and you tell them the other schools that accepted your application. So as a follow-up question, the interviewer can also ask, so why did you choose the school you're attending? And to answer this question, I would recommend that you provide a brief profile on the school. Emphasis on brief. Give their ranking in terms of research, as well in terms of focus areas, in terms of their curriculum. Be able to say 1 or 2 things about their curriculum that you are interested in pursuing, and how this would align with your area of interest and your future career, especially in your home country. This I would recommend that you don't mention anything about the scholarship that you have gotten. Don't say because the school gave you scholarship, Make your answer based on what the school has to offer in terms of knowledge, like, okay, the research area, all of those things, and how it will help you improve your skills. At this point also, I would recommend that you should be able to mention the name of one faculty member that you've probably gotten in touch with, that you understand his area of research and you're hoping to work with to further buttress your point. Another question you can be asked is, why are you interested in the course you're going to study? So for this, I would recommend that you give brief details as well about this course, especially on a global level. And if you have been working, you can probably relate it to your organization, that you observed a gap. And this is how the knowledge of this course will position you to solve problems in your home country, in your organization, wherever it is that you want to apply this knowledge. So for this, you should understand so much about the course you are going to study. Another question I have here is, how long do you intend to stay in the US? If you are doing a bachelor's degree, give the duration of your bachelor's degree. Say 4 years or 5 years, just say 5 years. If you're doing a master's degree, which is usually like 2 years, just mention 2 years. You could also be asked, how many credit hours do you require to graduate? You should know this. Know how many credit hours you're offering per semester, and for the entire duration of your program, you should know the total credit hours you are expected to complete. The question you could be asked is, why do you want to study in the United States and not your home country? To answer this, you should first affirm if this course is available within your home country or not. If it is available within your home country, you should state the differences in curriculum that you've observed that made you decide that the US is a better choice. You should also discuss how a degree from the United States would improve your profile and support your career back in your home country. Ensure that your answer is pointing back to your home country. Be careful and don't overstate things about the US. Don't forget, the person you are talking to knows the US more than you do. So don't overstate things. Just be very concise with your answers. Also, if you have been working and intend to come back to your organization, talk about how it will help you, how it will position you on a higher ladder within your organization. Also, even help you get a better job. And also discuss the areas of research that you've observed that are being done in the US that your home country is not currently looking into, and so you're hoping that by that degree you can come back home to also help your country improve in that aspect. You get? So just show commitment to your home country basically. Okay, so next question I have here is, okay, this one pertains to people that are changing major, which was the same thing for my own case. I was changing from accounting to computer information systems. So you find yourself in this position, like you could be asked, so why are you changing your major? First, you should know that it is not a big deal to change your major, so you don't need to be nervous. Some of us, while we were having our undergrad degree, we're not sure of the career we wanted to pursue, or at that time we felt like, oh, this is what we loved. But you know, as you walk through life and things, you begin to observe that some things about you are changing, you are getting new knowledge, you are getting new interests, so it is not a big deal. So to answer this question, you should tell your story. If you've observed that, okay, based on your natural abilities, this area that you're going into is what will help you better express yourself and build the kind of career that you want, just tell the story. I would just recommend that don't start talking about because everybody, say for instance now, you will now start saying because everybody is going into tech, that's why you want to go into tech. Please don't say that. Tell your own story and align it with your career goal, align it with your interest. If you've been working for a number of years before your interview, you can say things about your experience that made you realize that there was a gap in your natural interest, your passion, and what you were currently doing. And you decided that you needed a career change, that this is the career that would help you optimize your personality, your interest, your passion, and your natural abilities. You know, just basically tell your story, but tell it in a concise manner and say it in a calm manner. You don't need to be nervous. There's no big deal about changing your major. So the next question here is, where do you plan to stay in the United States? For this, don't start saying I have uncle in this, I have uncle in that that you want to stay with too. I would just recommend that you talk about your school. Like, okay, if your school has accommodation available, tell them your school has accommodation available and you plan to stay in those accommodation. Or if your school does not have accommodation, you can talk about plans that your school makes for international students around accommodation. Probably the international student advisor for your school usually makes arrangement for international students to find accommodation around the school environment. You should let the visa officer know, but you should be careful. Where you are mentioning is around the school. Another question that a lot of people usually get asked is, who is sponsoring you? Mention the name of your sponsor, and if you have scholarship funds listed on your I-20, mention that as well. Ensure that you mention the name of your sponsor as it is written on your I-20. Don't forget, the visa officer already has your details and is confirming your information. I also want to recommend to you that you should have sufficient balance in your proof of support. Ensure that you have, in fact, more than sufficient balance in your proof of support. It is also very important. And if you've been working for a while, I recommend that part of your proof of support has your name on it, just to show that, okay, you're also committed to this. You are not just going to be a burden to somebody. You are able to support yourself. I spoke about this in my F1 visa interview experience video. You should watch that video. They can also ask a follow-up question on your sponsor. What does it do and how does it intend to pay for your tuition? So you can let the visa officer know how much this sponsor has committed already for your education and what it does. Like, okay, probably this person is a bank manager, is an IT person, but this person should have the ability to sponsor your education. That's one thing you should know. Ensure that your sponsor is somebody who has a profile to sponsor your education. It's not compulsory the sponsor is your parents. Some people have uncles that are sponsoring them. Probably your father died and your uncle has been responsible for your education at a certain age, and based off of that is also sponsoring your master's degree or bachelor's degree, whichever one you are going for. Ensure that you mention that as well. They can also ask you the annual income of your sponsor, so you should have that information and be willing to provide it. There's no question they cannot ask you. You could also be asked how much your university costs per year. Ensure that you have that offhand. It is going to be on your I-20, so that figure on your I-20, let it be in your head. Another very common loophole question: do you have any relatives in the United States? Please and please, if the relative that you have in the United States is probably one auntie far away that you don't talk to, that is like your distant relative, please, you don't have relative. If it's probably your own blood brother, close relative, okay, because that visa officer might have that information, you get. So for that, just let them know that, okay, this is the person that you have in the United States, but probably lives in another city, and so your own school is in another city, but the rest of your family members are back home in Nigeria. Because this one can interpret to the visa officer that, oh, you're probably planning to relocate to go and stay with this person. That's why you have actually come for this visa and not because you want to go and study. So you need to be very, very careful. Another very common question you can be asked: what is your plan after studies? Please, your plan is to come back to your home country. Your plan is not to stay in the United States and be working. Your plan is to come back to your home country. Don't mind me, but basically, you get what I'm trying to say. Ensure that the answer they are providing points in the direction of you coming back to your home country to probably improve one area or the other. If you're working, you can let them know that your company supports your travel plan and they have made a commitment to take you back at the so level when you finish your degree. You should also let them know that your family members are back in your home country and you would love to connect with them after your program. Basically, point your answer in the direction of your home country, and you need to sound convincing. Say it in your natural tone and be relaxed. Don't be talking like you have rehearsed your answer. That's what a lot of people do. Look straight into the eyes of your interviewer. You don't need to fidget or be nervous. Just answer like you don't have anything to hide. Do you have anything to hide? Is it not school you want to go and do? You want to japa? Okay. So guys, these are some of the questions you could be asked during your interview. The questions discussed today are not exhaustive, so ensure you still do more research to answer as many questions as possible. If you have other questions that you need some clarity around, you can leave them in the comment section and we can discuss it down below. Also, if you require other information about schooling in the US, let me know as well in the comment section, or you can send me an email. My email will be in the description box. If you have watched this video till now, you're the real MVP. I'm sure that you're so ready to go nail your F1 visa interview. That is all I have for you today. I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to smash the like button for me. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best as you go ahead for your F1 visa interview. I know that you will do well. Until I come your way again next time, stay good and stay winning. Bye.